John is with his disciples in the wilderness. And Jesus is also in the wilderness in the distance. They can see Jesus with his disciples. And John the Baptist has a disciple who says, yo, John, why are all those people going to him to be baptized? That don't make sense to me. You're John the Baptist. And it's a fair question. Because John the Baptist is, according to Jesus, the greatest man ever born to woman. Prophecies were made about John the Baptist and his birth. John the Baptist was to be the forerunner to pave the way for Zion. John the Baptist is a great man. And John says two very profound things. The first thing he says is to his disciple, no good thing has heaven ever withheld from me. And so he looks at it and he basically says, what God has for me is for me. And then he says one of the most popular phrases in our faith. He looks at it and he says, I must decrease so that he might increase.
Amen.
Amazing. Honestly, something God-given and inspired. And so, we've all maybe heard that before, even have said it. We would celebrate what God has for me is for me, and I must decrease so that he might increase. Let me tell you about the rest of John's life. John ends up in prison. Not like the federal penitentiary everybody talks about being like a Club Med where there's swimming pools and cable television or maids, I don't know what they have, but not like that. He's in a dungeon. He's in a dirt floor, slimy walls, hay, rats. It's not a song, that's what was in the cell. It's like everything gross. Goes to prison. Not only that, but in his lowest moment of confusion and doubt, he sends a letter to Jesus and asks the question, are you really the Messiah? Look at where I am. I'm in prison, bruh. Are you him? Come get your boy if you him. I'm in prison. And Jesus gives him a response far less than he wanted and kind of leaves him in his place of confusion. And then at the end of his life, he dies at the whim of this crazy lady who says, cut his head off. I don't like him. Cut his head off and bring it to me on a silver platter. And they do that. That's how this brother, that's how his story ends. Greatest man born of a woman, Jesus said that. Jesus says, no word I says unless my Father tells me to say it. Greatest man born of a woman, John the Baptist. Forerunner. Disciple maker. And he goes to prison, doesn't get the answer from Jesus he wants, and then dies. I must decrease so that he might increase. Most of us would cheer it. Or would you live it? Would you be willing to say, whatever God's will is for me, I'll do that so that God might increase? And John's statement wasn't about him. We hear that and we think personal. God, what bad in my life can I get rid of so that the good can rise to the top? God, what wrongdoings have I done so I can remove them so that the things of you can go to the top? John's response was to his disciple. He was in a teaching movement. He was letting the disciple know, if I don't decrease in your life, son, the one that matters won't increase. And you run the risk of missing heaven, of missing a relationship with the Messiah. And so his response wasn't even selfish. It wasn't even like he was trying to spout off knowledge. His brother was loving him in the moment. And unbeknownst to him, his life would decrease so much that he would die being beheaded in prison. Where are you?